Welcome. Another part. Yes. Okay, guys. We ran out of room. There's so many messages because this message is so big. Okay. So, all the other parts will be linked down below yet. If you haven't checked it out yet and would feel called to, would like to. Now, we know we're transmuting pain. We've gone home to ourselves. We're restoring compassion by expanding unconditional love. This has to do with the Emerald Tablet activation, cosmic ordering, divine alchemy, and conscious manifesting. And our mission being uncovered. Don't give up. Embraced by the light. And why? Because why has our mission been officially uncovered? Because we uncovered ourselves. We saw us. We saw our connection to everything. We literally saw the light. And we saw us reflected back to us in another human being here. And wow. Just wow. Just wow. Let's just say that first and foremost. Wow. We found us here. And this is part, like, we're going to heal with the story of us and how we got here. Because as we go on with these messages and we go on with meeting here, we're going to heal with what's happening here. We're going to see how it's all part of a grand design. It's all part of the grand design of everything, of all of it, of us, of the evolution of humanity, of the evolution of life, the healing of life, the healing with this planet, the healing with life on this planet, as well as this universal expansion that all of life is on. And understanding us, understanding, you know, the story of us, and coming here to embody what we came here to embody. We came here to be. And we've been tricked into think that we came here to do. Now, it's not to say we're not doing in order to be, but we're being in order to do. We're being in order to do. We untwist it. We're not doing in order to be. And that's how we came, like, to be naturally us. Unconditional love. And we're embodying patterns of divinity, of the divine, and we're expanding this here, and this is what it means to be a member of the 144. And we're not getting lost in labels because we're having spiritual ego deaths, which is spiritual ego integration is more my favorite word. It's an integration, and we learn how to put our light on the shadows and love ourselves, and to be kinder to ourselves, and to be kinder to everyone, and to create with this unconditional love, and to hold space for people. We're learning how to be better humans with our connection to all of life and to each other, and to heal and expand partnerships. And what does this mean? And we're figuring out what this means. And it's not for many of us what we thought it meant, what it means. And we're learning how to define balance of it all, right? In, out, in, you, me, you, blah, 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 blah. What a beautiful mess. You know, beauty way. So, talking about how we're taking the path of the heart. So we're going here next, okay, right? Because we've gone home. We're transmuting pain. We've gone home to us, but we know we're transmuting all of this to elevate and co-create our 10 of Cups anew. And we know that we are restoring pleasure through innocence and what that means. So if you've been called to heal from your patterns of separation and addiction, and you're seeing how that they ruin, I don't like those words. Let's get new words. You're seeing how those patterns have played out into your life and not let you live your most high vibe life. Now you're getting an opportunity to co-create anew, get to a higher vibe space, but we're being taught through our connection to everything that there's love everywhere, and that there's positives within the negatives for us to shift things and to love the shifts, to allow the shifts. There's a healing in these shifts. And getting back to what this means. Getting back to what this really truly means. There we go. Okay. 2 cards flew down and 1 card flew up. Elevation, gaining the advantage. There it is. Where did we all start out? The moon called us for angelic attunement to raise our vibe, because the previous 10 of cups we were creating was not high vibe enough. Our energy was still, it was still connected to bonded patterns that weren't allowing our energy to be free and expand. Now we're having an elevation, but we're gaining an advantage point. And I just love it, because now scribe messages are coming into play. It's really coming out. And next time we meet up, we are going to share scribe messages. Like I said, this message is going to be big. We're going to be sharing it at the channel for some time now, for people to be able to really get the gist of this message, myself included, in what it means. Elevation is just sticking out to me because, guys, I didn't know how to spell elevation. Look, when we let go of what was, the version of this dream that did not work out as planned with our ego mind, and we're literally getting like a divine makeover when we do this. We're going to get into this when we share scribe messages. We use sadness as part of this elevation, and that's where I wrote elevation. We use sadness as part of this elevation, and here it is. Okay, so next time we'll share scribe messages. We have enough parts to this one, okay? With the power of self, change of consciousness. And look, that's what we're doing. When we go home to ourselves and we have this big epiphany, and literally because we've seen the light, because we looked and like we saw the light of us reflected back to us within someone else. And it was us reflected back to us, and we realized that's us, and we see our connection to everything, to us and our light and how we fit into everything. And like, I had a good cry when this happened. It's now we have to change our consciousness, because remember, this is from the mind of duality, separate without, going home to within, to our heart, restoring compassion, creating with unconditional love, seeing there's love in the cup of lust, expanding with the cup of spirit, understanding all of this and how all this world's connected and blah, 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 all that. We have to change our consciousness now from the mind of duality to the singular mind. And it's like, and you realize who you are. You are what's witnessing all of this. That's your true essence. That's your true self. You're not all these programs ringing on in your head telling you to do all this. You got to do all this. This is what I mean. This isn't a doing thing. This is a being thing. That's the mind of duality. That's ego. I'm separate from something, and thus that I am. No, we've gone home to the singular mind of the self. I see who I am. You've changed your point of perception. You've changed your point of where you're manifesting with your consciousness. You've restored wholeness. This has to do with those 3 cups and seeing, when we literally realize the entity that's witnessing all of this is us. Okay? The entity that's witnessing all of this, the being that's witnessing all of this is us. And we're not going to fall for all these tricks and illusions and this programming garbage anymore. We're navigating our ship. We're in charge. The programs are not in charge. We're in charge. Yes, now there's laws, like the laws of the universe, the laws of nature, and the laws of one, that, we're experiencing as we're on these waters, traversing in each of our, our ships, our energy ships. But we're going to understand something here. We're just going to understand something. Mystical self-discovery, taking care of yourself. So look, oh my goodness, you guys, we're already getting it. So look, elevation, gaining the advantage. Well, look, what did I knock over? I knocked that over for a reason. Oh, it's connected to confidence in our magic and the sword and cutting away with what we're cutting away. We're gaining the advantage here. And there's a tree that's showing all different stages of the tree. And it's like this is a popcorn tree. There's a connection to the moon and another planet here. I'm wondering if it's the sun. And this tree is planted in the middle of a field, like a baseball field, a baseball diamond. And these animals are playing in the popcorn. So this, I really feel like when we're really seeing what creation is right there. So getting the advantage, and we will be sharing this message because this is the official message. But it's the power of self, change of consciousness. Look at these two people in this one body, but they were one. Like, come on, man. Like, the divine is here. It's all here. I'm going to change my consciousness, the power of self. And remember, this goes to the two birds. Remember, that's why the sword fell over. The sword is connected to the confidence in our magic, right? We know that our sword is connected to the spirit. Spirit said, come on, you need to have confidence in you. You need to grab this sword and cut yourself free. So what we did it. Right? What's that bird? That bird is with us. Two, mystical self-discovery, taking care of yourself. Now look, we're literally going to change. Remember, this has to do with a divine makeover. That's what's in scribe messages. I scribe divine makeover. So if you've joined us in all the first parts, we talk about how we're not going to focus on this bridge being built without, because then we'd be caught in the mind of duality. We're in the singular mind. We've gone home to the heart. We're restoring compassion and creating with unconditional love. So we literally have to now remember, this is about our soul expanding with our spirit. We must expand. And we know that we're not focusing on that bridge being built. We're focusing on expanding our soul with spirit. And as we do that, we're literally getting a divine makeover of us. Now, each counterpart is having a divine makeover of themselves. And that's part of meeting up on this bridge. And this is where we have to be able to let our counterpart go and heal from attachment and heal from heal from attachment and heal from, codependency and love with conditions, and putting our ideology of self within that other person. No, this is where we know that we just met ourselves, and now we're going to do something really hard. We're going to, maybe feel like cut that connection off to that other person, but we're not. We're one. We're not doing that. What we're doing is we're wishing them well as they grow and do what they're doing within their cup, while we're doing the same thing. And it's the growth as we expand our soul with our spirit, and the growth of us and the growth that we are doing, that's bringing us back to that bridge. But we're getting lost with spirit, and that's the restoration of pleasure. Like, we are doing this. We are doing this with our connection to our cup and co-creating. We're doing this. Not us and our counterpart, but us. And we're doing this within. And we're getting lost into a deeper level of what it means to be a co-creator, and we're restoring the pleasure back to it. So then, rather seeking pleasure and stimulus without, we've restored pleasure within, with what it means to be a co-creator here. It's been restored to its natural place, in love, with unconditional love, and what this means and what this is going to mean for the future and what we're building for the future. So share the message. Once we remember, we're going to activate. Our DNA is going to change. We're going to change. This is our divine makeover. So who we started off with is not going to be who we're ending up with. But when we get to who we are ending up to be, when our divine makeover is complete, we are going to want to express that to the other half of ourselves. We're going to want to express it. It's part of our truth. It's part of the story of us, and we're going to end up doing it. And this is part of how we are creating an elevated 10 of Cups. But right now, we're being asked to go within the singular mind and go home to us and expand our soul with our spirit, and to get lost in co-creation with us and set our unconditional love from within to without with our inner child, and acknowledging our inner child free. It's part of a deeper level of love, and it's really represented in that first Lovers card that we had out where it's showing the children. And there's so many cards on the table, guys. We won't spend... I really want to. Of course, I always want to, right? Like, but you know that Lovers card we started out with where you have those, the childlike lovers coming together because we're restoring the 6 of Cups within the love. Restoring the pleasure back into the love. So we're not want to go feed outside stimulus and become unbalanced, but we've restored it within. Okay. Elevation. We're having an elevation. Let's see what's happened here. Gaining the advantage. A very agile snow leopard slowly descending a mountain of popcorn. He is tracking a very inquisitive marmot who looks out at the viewer. A huge orange sun radiates its energy outward, and a bright full moon hovers to its left. The starry night sky forms a room around a dimensional doorway. The doorway is lined with twinkling stars. Through the doorway, one can see a popcorn tree growing in the middle of the baseball field. Its branches sprout out new kernels and fully formed popcorn. A couple of kernels falls to the ground just below the tree. One large kernel lies on the threshold between the 2 dimensions. More kernels are interspersed in the popcorn mountain. Look at that. We're between dimensions right now. Your message. This card is all about achieving your goals and learning what you need to do to gain the advantage. It may be a rocky slope that you are traversing right now, but you will learn to keep your balance. Do not pay too much attention to the negative self-talk. It's not your higher self, but outside forces that would love to keep you from doing what you came here to do. Remember, we're healing from the ego mind. We've gone home to the heart. Your life is teeming with so many genius ideas and creativity that others will find you fascinating. Which ones are you going to focus on? What do you want to manifest? When you acknowledge that you are here to help others on their path, opportunities will present themselves and doors will open. So this has to do with too, like, yeah, we are all meeting up with the people who are creating this new world. We're meeting up with our soul tribe members. We are helping out other people and connecting with other people and loving people as equally as we're loving our counterpart. That's what we're being shown. Because it's all part of our 10 of Cups. All of it. Not just with our counterpart, but all of it. And it's all part of the story of us. And I really feel like we're even coming back full circle to what we've been discussing during these messages, is like people making fun of New Agers and, you know, people, you know, wanting to step into purpose with their mission and, you know, think we're all going to meet up building this world. We already are meeting up building this new world. We don't have to physically meet up in the 3D. We already are. And for those of you that are doing this within these communities, you know what we're talking about. Now, if you're not, you're honoring your unique path. This is about our uniqueness. This is going to be about our uniqueness even more than ever. Because remember, we talked, as much as we're in the same ocean, we're all in our own unique ships. So it may take some effort to accomplish your goals, but you have the strength and patience to do that. And we do, because this dream is a part of us. We want to feel this. We want to feel this. That's why we're going to transmute the pain and do what we got to do and use our sword, because we want to feel this. It's part of us. We're feeling called to. The huge sun that old habits need to be released. And there it is. We've come full circle. Now is the time to adopt a new attitude and a new paradigm. Marmot says to keep very clear boundaries at all times, allowing nothing to come in that's not for your highest and best good. And you see, we can heal even more with why we've had this experience. We needed the gift of sight. Okay? Allowing nothing in that is not for your highest and best good, because it's about our highest elevation. Your determined snow leopard says to move gently and mindfully down your path. Snow leopard people like yourself are very intuitive, even psychic. You know there is a loving universal intelligence that can be tapped into at any time. When you take deep breaths and quiet yourself, you automatically connect with this energy. Remember that you are not alone and that you have many things about which to be happy. Stay connected to your heart and mind at all times, and you will persevere no matter what presents itself. We're going to need this. Affirmation. I keep my eye on the ball, and I let nothing distract me from hitting it. And that's why we have the baseball field. And this has to do with the power of purpose. Directing our force with our mind. Our mind is on point with our thoughts, our action. And we are expanding with creation. Now, next time we meet up, we're going to share these two messages and how they're going to continue to fit in with scribe messages. Until then, I am sending it to you. Those good healing vibes. I love you. Take care. See you soon.